Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. It wasn't a Friday episode, but it felt like a Friday episode, so let's get right to it. At Elizabeth's place, Elizabeth comes home for a little bit. Jake is working on her wedding gift, which she's excited about, but she won't be for long. They spend some time together, and then she leaves for work. At the hospital, Sam has Patrick check out her ankle. Patrick asks how she hurt her ankle, and she's like, oh, it was on the job, and he wants her to stop doing illegal stuff, and I'm like, seriously, do you know who you're marrying? Because it's kind of getting annoying at this point. She tells him Jake asked him to find out who he really is, but she withholds how she physically got hurt because of legal reasons. Hayden got an MRI, and Nicholas wants to be there when she gets the results, and she says no. So he really tries to push the issue, but she sticks to her guns, thank goodness. So Elizabeth happens to be the nurse helping out with the results. Great. So Hayden is meeting Elizabeth for the first time, apparently, because she's like, oh, you're Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, okay, so she apologizes to Elizabeth for upsetting her, and Hayden wants to help her remember what was going on before she got shot. That should be fun. So Hayden tells Patrick about the flashes. Patrick tells her there's no medical reason why she hasn't recovered and that her memory should have returned by now. So what Patrick says is it's possible she has dissociative amnesia because of trauma that happened around the time that she got shot. If that wasn't traumatic enough, you know what I mean. And recommends she go see Dr. Collins to help regain her memory. And he gives her the number, and she's like, actually, wait a second. At the chapel, Lulu apparently met with the fertility doctor, and she goes to the clinic, or the chapel, and gives thanks for giving her the ability to have another baby. Nicholas comes in. Lulu makes it clear she's not okay with what he did with the Quartermaines, but, he's still her big brother. And now Laura and Lulu are worried about him and Hayden, apparently, and she asks what's going on between the two of them. Lulu asks him, okay, so what's going on between him and Hayden, and asks if he's hoping Hayden doesn't recover because he likes this Hayden so much, and he's like, yeah, kinda, I hope she doesn't. But then he tells Lulu he doesn't fully trust her, and Lulu heads off to see Dante. Let's go back to Elizabeth's place because it's much more exciting now. So Sam arrives, and the files he's working on from Nicholas's computer are encrypted, and Sam promises they'll find answers. So she says she has a secret weapon, and it's Spinelli! Yay! Spinelli's back! Spinelli brings up how much he resembles Jason. Oh, if only they knew. Okay, so side question, because Sam asks about how Georgie and Ellie are doing. So if Spinelli knew he was coming to Port Charles, even if for a few days, why not bring Georgie with him so she can spend time with Maxie? Like, as long as he's in town anyway. But that has nothing to do with any of the episode. It was just something I was thinking. So Sam tells him she uses the hack he invented to download the hard drive, and Jake tells him the files are encrypted, and he's like, yeah, they would be, and then he gets to work. So Spinelli congratulates her on her engagement. They talk about Jason and letting him go, but Jason is right there, and it's killing me. Spinelli breaks the encryption. Woo! And they search Jake Doe to see if anything comes up. At Maxie's place, Maxie comes home and Nathan is there. She tells him that she accused Valerie of being pregnant. Maxie kind of says that Dillon is hung up on someone who isn't Valerie, and Nathan jumps to the conclusion that it's her. I don't know why. Stop. So Maxie says she can tell who Dillon loves, or because the actual person knows, and she tells him it's Lulu. She wants Nathan to tell her his secret now. Nathan resists, and she brings up how secrets almost broke them up before. At the police station, Dante tells Dillon to stay away from Lulu, and he takes him to the interrogation room so they can deal with this once and for all, and I have a feeling he's going to regret this. So Dante's telling off Dillon, and Dillon says he didn't do anything worse than what he did with Valerie. Yeah, it gets good. So Dylan brings up how he actually cares for Lulu and he didn't use her like how Dante used Valerie, and how Valerie still likes him, and Dante's like, well, I like her, but I don't feel that way about her. And Dylan says, yeah, you really brought that point home when you flipped out on her because you thought she was pregnant with your baby. Oops. So Dylan asks him how he can come down so hard on him for kissing Lulu when he slept with her cousin Valerie. Yeah. So Dante rationalizes what he did and the secrets he kept, and then Dante asks Dylan why he hasn't told Lulu, and why, I'm like, why antagonize him? Why, like, dare him to tell Lulu, pretty much, you know? So Dylan says he hasn't told because of Valerie and how she'd be blamed for Dante's mistakes, which isn't totally wrong. And how, you know, how much he loves Lulu, and no, how much Lulu loves Dante, and he doesn't want to be the one to break her heart. Well, he does love Lulu. I didn't really technically misspeak there. So he tells Dante that someday Lulu's going to find out. And let's get to the end scene, because that's where it gets exciting. So Dylan tells Dante he'll be there for Lulu when the time comes, and Lulu walks in. Dylan says Dante will tell her what's going on. And he says he set Dylan straight for hitting on Lulu. And she tells him the good news that they can have another baby. So Nathan reiterates the secret has nothing to do with them, and they shouldn't let it interfere. And Maxie's like, all right, fine. Hayden stops Patrick. She doesn't want to be hypnotized by Dr. Collins, because the whole idea of hypnosis kind of gives her like anxiety, and she just asks for a little time to think it over, and Elizabeth offers to go with her, which is kind of weird. But now Elizabeth, after Patrick leaves, Elizabeth won't let Hayden leave, and she tells Hayden that she thinks everything Hayden says is a lie. She calls her out on how she's healed but doesn't remember anything, and demands to know what she remembers about Jake. Nick asks Patrick how things are going with Hayden. Patrick says she's expected to make a full recovery, pretty much. And back at Liz's house, Spinelli finds something. So this should be really exciting. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm sure you're excited. How could you not be excited? Like, this is the most exciting time in the General Hospital year. But in any event, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean so, so much. And I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. Oh my goodness, we're in the home stretch of this whole Jason thing. I'm so excited.